This is it. We've made it to the final week of the regular season. After tonight, it's win or go home with the hopes of being the last team standing at your division at Camp Randall. But before we get to the end, we have to be where our feet are. For our game of the week, that's at Breese-Stevens Field with Edgewood hosting Monroe. And that's where we find our very own Jordan Reed. And Jordan, it's all come down to this game to win the Rock Valley Conference.
Yeah, now talk about a close title race. Now both programs came into the regular season finale tied atop the standings, both undefeated in conference play. Now with the way Edgewood and Monroe have played this year, no doubt it was going to be an epic finish to the regular season. Ranked and undefeated Crusaders take on a ranked Monroe squad. The Cheesemakers have only lost one game this season, back in week 2. Defense on both sides making first downs hard to come by. Joe Hartley feels the pressure, but finds Jackson Trudgeon. Now he picks up some serious yards to bring the offense within scoring range. Now in the red zone, Mark Herring caps off the drive with a touchdown. Edgewood up 6-0 late in the first quarter. Now this score holds until just before halftime. That's when Monroe's JT Seagraves shakes all of Edgewood's defense, takes it to the house. It's tied at 6 going into the break, but that's not the last tie of the game. 13 in the second half. Monroe sneaks one in for the lead, and this game far from over. Crusaders rally and take the lead in the final minutes of the game, preserving their perfect season. They go on to win 31-28 and are now conference champions.
I'm just proud of them. I'm very proud of them. You know, we talk about every single week throughout the summer, through camp, we talk about playing 48 minutes. It's the length of a football game, all right? Every single week when we hit the field, it's 48 minutes, 48 minutes, 48 minutes. The locker room today, we got to play 48 minutes. We're down 13. Guys, we got 12 more minutes, right? You got to play a full 48. And so I'm just proud as hell.
Now going forward, Coach Norris says that each week the team is going to focus on just going 1-0 for that week. Now level 1 playoffs do begin 1 week from today, and now teams that are advancing to the playoffs, now they just wait their opponents. Zach?
All right, thanks, Jordan. Now, last week, Sun Prairie officially clinched a share of the Big A Conference crown, but the Cardinals aren't big fans of sharing. They want the title outright, and to do that, it's simple. Beat Verona. Wildcats are back at it after a week off, looking for a huge upset heading into the playoffs. Down 6-0, and that's when Mason Fink came alive. He lets one rip to Michael Velichka, and the 65-yard bomb puts Verona up 1. And they weren't done through the air. Fink goes moonball again, this time to Cole Janish, and the spin cycle sets him free for another TD. Wildcats go up 14-6. Cardinals, though, would respond on the ground. Colton Walters 2 steps his way in for the Cardinals hit a 39-yard field goal to send it to overtime and just hit a 44-yard field goal in OT to win 38-35. The last time WAUNAKEE lost a football game was the Division II state final in 2019. Since then, it's been 14 straight wins for the Warriors. And tonight, Pat Rice and company were looking to cap off a perfect regular season. Beaver Dam in town for senior night. Quentin Keene is one of those seniors, and the quarterback put on a show tonight. Already up 14-0. Keene drops it right into Ben Farnsworth's breadbasket, and it's 21-0 WAUNAKEE. Second quarter now. This time, Keene decides to keep it. That was a good idea. He dives in for the score, but the scoring was far from done. Later in the quarter, more air attack from the Warriors. Keene puts it on a rope to Peter James. All WAUNAKEE in this one. 50-12 is your final. In Week 8, Mount HOREB-BARNEVLED did what they've done pretty much all season, grind out a win. And that dub earned the Vikings a share of the Badger Small Conference. But that's not the goal for this year's team. They want the title all to themselves. Beat REEDSBURG tonight, and it's theirs. No score in the first, but the Beavers were on the attack. Kevin Green sets his feet and chucks it deep to Jack Campbell. The 46-yard tutty puts REEDSBURG up 7-0. Same score in the second, 3rd and 10 for MHB, and Colton Schaller flings it to Gavin Basala, and look at the beast go. He gets 10 and then some. Basala gets down to the 2. Trent Owens would score on the next play to tie the game. REEDSBURG would get the ball back, but Basala was simply strike again. This time, scoops up the loose ball, and that would lead to this. Charlotte drops back and drops a dime on Wiaa-Dino, and he's in for the score from 24 yards out. Vikings crowned kings of the Badger Small with a 20-13 win. Columbus has been the cream of the crop in the Capital Conference all season long. In their conference wins, the Cardinals are scoring 41 points per game while giving up just 5 per contest. Lakeside Lutheran with the tall task of slowing them down on homecoming night. And the Warriors actually started strong. Nate Yarach bowls his way in from a yard out. Lakeside goes up 7-0. Then Columbus got it going. Colton Brunel walks in for 6 to tie the game up. And then later, more ground and pound from the Cardinals. Brunel running like they chasing him. Nobody's going to catch him. Columbus goes on to get the win, 49-21. It's a winner-take-all in the Eastern Suburban between Marshall and Markesan. The Cardinals flew out of the gates in this one. Craig Ward hits Bryce Frank in stride, and the dude turns on the Jets. Marshall up 7-0 just like that. Now it's 14-0 in the second. More Cardinals. This time, Ward, check out the adjustment. Cannon Siegschlag makes on the ball. Marshall is rolling, and they weren't done scoring. Later in the quarter, it's Bryce in for another tutty. Marshall takes home the conference title with a 33-22 win.